All right, we're here with Lincoln coach Katie Vaughn. Coach, got a big win over Fort Hays State on Saturday. A little bit of a long road trip. How was it? How was the drive back?
And winning even by one makes, that 6-hour bus trip a lot better, a lot more tolerable. But that was a big win for us. We needed it. We kind of were on that skid there. And obviously in the MIAA, there's never a game where you go, okay, we can get this one. So they're all tough. They're all hard. You just got to go out and battle. And that's what the girls did on Saturday. We didn't do everything great. We didn't do everything perfect. But like I told them, we played smart enough. We played hard enough to win. So that's a great win for us. I mean, it's hard to go out to Fort Hays and win out there. Not a lot of teams will do that. But now we come home and we need to take care of business at home as well.
Well, you had to fight through some adversity towards the end of the game. You had to come back. You had to make the shot to tie it, and then you won it in overtime. What did you say to your players going into that overtime period?
From the start, we just said we're going to refuse to lose. We're not losing this game from the start. I felt like the last few games we played a little tentative. We've played a little on our heels, and the other team's been more aggressive. We told the girls this game, we're going to go out and we're going to be the aggressors. We're going to do what we do best, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we need to reevaluate after the game. But at halftime we went in, they scored a bucket right before halftime with some momentum going into halftime. We talked about, we worked hard that first half. We've got to come out the second half, and we are not losing this game. We just kept saying that. Then when it went into overtime, we said it again, we are not losing this game. And Ariana had a shot. She missed the shot. She actually got her offensive rebound, and then she dished it off to Bria. So it wasn't, how we wrote it up and we executed the play great and everything worked out in our favor. It was just, a hustle play, a hard work, and a determined kid that just refused to lose, basically. And then Bria, she got fouled on the shot, and she just, when I looked at her, she was ready to shoot those free throws. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind she wasn't going to make those. And that's the attitude and that's the mentality we have to have this time of year, is when you get fouled, you're going to step up to that free throw line, you're going to knock down those free throws. Bria's not a kid that we have at the free throw line a lot. She's not a kid that scores a lot for us. She's not our go-to player. So for her to step up at the end of that game and knock down those free throws was huge for her. Was huge for us, just confidence building wise, and together as a team. Viv fouled out in the regulation, so we didn't have her for 5 minutes of overtime, and I think that sent a real message to the rest of the kids that, hey, we can do this without her. Not that we don't want to, because she's a big part of what we do, but I think they all built a little bit more confidence in themselves, saying, hey, we don't need her to win, we can win without her. So it was a great win for the whole team.
Like you said, it's a tough to win in Hayes, and it's tough to win an overtime game in the MIAA, especially on the road. Would you consider this a signature victory for your program?
For sure. We don't have a lot of overnight trips, so there's a lot of adversities you got to go through. Not sleeping in your own bed. We're not on the same schedule as when we're at home. Just a lot of different things that can hit kids mentally. We started school last week, so now they have that all on their brain too, is that school's back in the mix of things. So I think they handled it well. We went out there. We had a good road trip. I mean, we really do like all the girls. I mean, they're good kids. So it's fun to be alone with them and get to know them a little bit better on a personal note. But to go out there and get through all that adversity, the refs, every little thing. Viv got in a little bit of foul trouble, obviously fouled out. Dahlia got in some foul trouble, played through that. So we had our 2 post players in foul trouble most of the night. And to get through that and then get to overtime and then win in overtime on the road is always huge. Coach Hobbs and I were talking before the game. They went into overtime with Pitt and they lost it in overtime. And, we said if you get into overtime on the road, you almost want to go for the win in regulation instead of the tie, just because it's that much, you have that much against you going into that last 5 minutes. So, and we had the chance. We could have went for the win and we went for the tie instead. So, and we battled out that last 5 minutes. But it definitely crossed my mind to go for the win. We just, you got to go for what is a little bit better shot than a 3-point shot. So, like I said, the kids overcame a lot of adversities. They did a lot of good things. It's still a learning tool, and we didn't do everything perfect. And we've hopefully can grow from this and keep moving forward with it.
Well, Wednesday you host Southwest Baptist, a team that you beat earlier this season on the road. Does that give you confidence going into the game, or are you worried that the players might think, well, we beat them once, we can beat them again?
I hope the girls have learned from everything we've done, not take anybody for granted. We didn't go down there and pound them. We only won by 3, and it was a close game. They're a tough team. They're getting better every game. They have different kids that are stepping up than the kids that played when we played them, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. So we definitely have tried to get that message across to them that it is a different team, and they are playing. They're doing different things, and we have to just prepare for them as if it's a different team, and that's how we attack each team. We don't look at it and go, oh, we beat them last time, so we should beat them again this time. And we said, all SBU's at the bottom of the league. They've got to win. Their backs are to the wall, and that's where we are too. We've got to sweep some people. I mean, we've got to get SBU, we've got to get Southern to kind of keep us in that middle of the pack. If we start losing to those teams who are at the bottom, then that puts us at the bottom, obviously, and then we're battling to get in that 8th spot to make the MIAA tournament. So we talked a lot we told them yesterday some goals that we need to have. Sweeping a couple of these teams is one of them. Not getting swept, so by Truman, we need to go up and win at Truman. Some of those they need to understand how this all plays out, and you got to take care of business, especially at home. That's one place we haven't played the best at. I feel like we play better on the road, for whatever reason that is. So we need to come back on Wednesday, just understanding that it's a whole different team. We need to prepare that way, and then we need to go out and we need to battle and play hard, just like we have the last 2 games.
Well, Southwest is your only game of the week. How nice is it going to be to have the weekend off?
We've kind of had a tragedy in the family here. T.R. Snow's mother passed away last week, so we will be traveling Friday to go be with her through the funeral and the wake and things like that. So it's very nice not to have to be preparing for a game on Saturday. We can go and just kind of give all of our time to her and spend that day with her, and come back and get a practice in on Saturday, take Sunday off, and get back on the track for preparing for our game on Wednesday. So, it actually fell right where we needed it to fall. And, we need some time off. It's a grind of a season, and it's a good time of year to have a Saturday off where you can, mentally just refocus and get back on track.
We certainly offer our condolences to Tiara and her family. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thanks, Dan.